Okay, so we can now move on to step 24, and remember we're doing the high ground clearance setting, so just keep that in mind when you're doing the MF-01X chassis. So we need to get some components together. We need the F5s and F6s, which are these two guys here. This one is F5 and this one's F6. We also need B13 and B12, so that's this guy here, which is B13. You can sort of just see the cutout here, which is this cutout that you can see here. Okay, so you get the orientation correct, so that's the B13, and there's the B12 one, and with the cutout on the opposite side. Okay, and we also need some of our components from our sea bag. We need our BA6s, our 3x10mm self-tapping screws, our 5mm ball end connectors. We got our 1150 bearings, so if you're building this to kit, the plastic ones, but as you know, they're out of here because we are using proper bearings, so I'll put those in there, 1150 bearings. We've also got the BC5, the little 3mm O-rings, and we've also got the BC7s, which are the wheel axles. These are for the rear, and we need to assemble this in a couple of stages by putting these into the wheel axles, putting the ball end connectors onto your B13s and B12s, and ensuring that you make sure that they put the right position holes on your B13s and F components. Make sure you're on the high settings for the ground clearance. So we'll get on and do that. Right, so let's do this in a couple of stages. So we'll take our wheel axle, which is this guy, and we take our BC5, our rubber O-ring. Want to put that into place. Just use one of the dog bones again, dog bone shafts. Pop that into place by making sure that it sits in there, and give that a little push through. If it don't go through very well, you can always pull it back out again, and you can always use something like this to put it in as well. So you get that into place so it's nice and straight. That's the idea. There we go. That's nice and straight. Okay, so that's now in your axle. Do the same again for the other one because we're going to need to do the two. There we go. In you go, lovely. There we are. Done. Okay, we then need to take our B13 part, which is this guy. Take our ball end, and we need to pop our ball end into the top hole because we want to make sure we get the top hole because we want the highest ground clearance. Just get that screw into place, and you could use the box wrench to put that into place. A bit better, like so. Here we are. And then just make sure that's tight. It stops. You feel it stop. Like that. Okay. And then we need to take our F part, our F5 part, and we need to slot that into place. And we need to take our BA6 and again take the top hole, make sure that that's in place. So pop that in there like that. Okay, there we go, nipped up tight like so. Then we need to take our shaft, and we don't need to put any grease on here because I'm using bearings. So one of your bearings goes through the F5, which is the hub carrier, and that should be in place. And there you have one of those steps for you, and we need to do it all over again because we need to do it for the other side. Okay, there we are. It's nice easy step. Get that ready. There we go. Take our F part and now take our B part. Take our screw into the top hole. Oh. Screw them together. Make sure it's nice and tight. Which it is. Take our ball connector, remember to put it into the top. Make sure this is screwed home. It is. There we go. Our axle, and pop that through and into place, like so. So now we have both sides of those for step 24 completed. Done. Nice easy step.